Who uses paper anymore?
I use paper.
Of course you do.
I don't get what that means. You do that all the time to me.
Because you just seem like a paper guy.
Where else am I putting my notes?
In your thing.
I put notes on my phone.
I see that too, but I just feel like your default is old.
Because it's right in front of me.
And you also strike me as somebody, this is going to be an insult.
Okay. That's usually
You also strike me as somebody that doesn't have the best handwriting.
You know what? It's not the worst. I've seen way worse.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot worse than my handwriting.
As I was saying that, I was also thinking that maybe you do have good handwriting because you like to write. I talk about that all the time. Handwriting is like, that's a skill that I wish I had.
Do you still
I'm
make
embarrassed.
some script letters?
I don't write. I could go multiple months without ever you picking up a pen and writing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I write every day.
Never.
A kid told me about 10 years ago when I worked for MLB.com, he was fighting us in the argument that scripture should not have to be taught in school anymore.
Scripture?
Well, I mean, cursive.
Okay.
That it was just going to completely go. I know.
All of those
I know.
things.
He's kind of right.
All of those things are just going to go away.
You have
Like
to know
math?
how to write.
You don't have no reason. Every day.
No reason to know math?
None.
I don't believe that.
With this?
I mean, you got to figure some things out.
Nah.
You ever try and measure something with this?
Well, I mean, yeah, you or I measuring it, but a kid that was born with it fucking in his hand, I'm sure it's no problem.
We just had a huge family meeting at my house about all these electronics. I can't even go over this. I can't do this with you. You're going to be hired by my daughter one day to like convince me and my wife that gadgets are the way to go.
Every day I find a new thing where I would like struggle for a little bit to do something. I go to ChatGPT for everything. I was trying to figure out a formula in Excel today, and which I'm great at Excel. But I had a formula that I couldn't figure out, and I'm like, what am I fucking doing? I've never thought about this. So I just like typed it out into ChatGPT, explained what I wanted, and it gave me the exact formula, pasted it in, and it worked fine.
Whatever. I can't with this conversation.
Math. All of my notes are from ChatGPT. I just feed it articles from NFL.com, and I say, give me a recap of this 5 bullet points. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, pretty soon I'm just going to be able to do shit all day long.
And not do work.
Not even think.
You're not
But that's what it's about, though.
What's about?
It's about, like... the stupid tasks that, like, you know, I got to read this, then I got to, like, summarize it. Does it for me.
Yeah.
The same thing I would do.
But how do you know that it's not factual, though?
It's factual. Enough. We'll see.
We'll see, I guess.
I want you to paint the picture of last week, and like you came in, you got everything set up.
Yep.
Those two came in. Like, was it just like anxiety from the start?
For me or for them?
For everybody.
Well, me, I was getting a kick out of it because I knew it was going to go horribly wrong. I just knew it was going to be bad for them. They didn't know that I wasn't going to be sitting in this desk until about 4 minutes before I pressed record.
Okay.
Flipped out. Katie was like a lost little puppy dog standing in the middle of this room trying to convince me that I have to. And then Trip did one of his, what? Yeah, it's just us? I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm pressing record and I'm leaving.
So, like, what were the concerns? What were their concerns? That, like, something was going to go wrong electronically, or that was...
no. There was nothing about electronics or nothing about recording. It was just the flow of the show, I think. I kind of told Katie, I was like, I think you should, roll with being the host. And I don't know, did she do it?
They did something. A lot better at making picks than they are at fucking hosting shows. I can tell you that much. Which they would probably both be happy about.
Yeah, that is true. Thank God their picks were good. It was funny though. I was sitting in the other room holding my laughter in as much as I could.
The whole like election night thing, I didn't even think about that. And like,
well, did you hear what like he said happy election night? She said happy election night. That was it.
I know. No, I know. That's what I mean. I heard that part of it, but like all day long, like that was all first of all, the text message that day, I was ready. I was fucking losing my mind. I was getting text message that were group texts. I was getting text message just from her. I was getting text messages from you. And I'm like, at one point I texted her and I was like, Katie, I don't fucking care. I'm like, I don't care. Like, just talk about football, or just don't show up.
Or just
and then
don't show
Curl
up
have
at
to do
all.
it by himself.
It's fine.
Imagine.
I would probably have done it.
Yeah, of course you would. You love talking to yourself.
I do.
Created a whole fucking show about it.
Oh, it's so bad.
So we caught up on the results here. Let me get this going. Your results were wrong because they didn't add up.
How do they not? There were 27 games for us.
Yeah, but for them, it's only 9, and you had her at like fucking 10 picks or something.
Yeah, no, she was Oh, that's right. Well, you had
she's 3 and
that.
6.
Oh, no way is she 3 and 6.
Yeah, she went 2 and 1. She went 0 and 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 1.
Okay, it was Trip that I knew was one number off.
So she's 3 and 6, and he is 6 and 2 because he didn't make 3 bets.
So we're giving
that
him a
month.
loss?
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, it's 6 and 2
He's got
because
8.
okay.
Yeah.
He's got
Which,
only 8.
his numbers look good, and I don't like that because he doesn't let you not forget that.
No, he doesn't.
And then I'm 10 and 17. We'll put gross right by that. And you're 15 and 12. But, like, that sounds worse. It's not that bad
I looked at it. It's not that bad.
when you
Like,
look at it.
Yeah, I was looking at yours and I'm like, I don't really have that big of a lead as I thought I did on you.
Yeah,
2
no.
bad weeks and I'm done.
Yeah. I really fucking...
I mean,
I didn't know what to do this
You've
week.
gone off the wall.
But, no, I'm back. This week's
Okay.
going to be normal. And then I'll get crazy again when they come back in just to, like, throw them off.
Yeah, I want to try.
You
It sucks what you said about the props aren't ready on Tuesday. That's what sucks.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to throw those.
Because now, like, now that I know that they're so agenda hungry, I'm going no agendas from here on out whenever they're on.
Agenda.
I'm just going to fucking curveballs all the time.
You got to keep them on their toes.
Something I realized last week when I was in Chicago, I was thinking about, like, a lot of times we say things like the 1 o'clock games.
Right.
I realized that doesn't mean anything to anybody else in the rest of this country.
You're right.
I'm, like, racking my head because I think those are great clips for, like, TikTok, and I'm like, I'm always trying to guess which ones are going to get 40,000
Yeah, you got to
views.
say the early games.
And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything to anybody because it's fucking 12 o'clock where I was.
I know.
You know?
You know what? As you were saying that, I understand.
I never thought of about that before. Like, I've thought about that.
And we've talked about it.
We've talked about how better it is on the West Coast and all of that shit. But, like, just saying that.
It's not 1 o'clock games.
It's funny because I think The Ringer has one. They have a show that it's named after that. It's called East Coast Bias. So
Really?
it's a gambling show, and they only talk about things in, like, East Coast time
talk.
zones and shit like that.
Interesting.
Pretty interesting.
It's kind of like the way I hate betting on a 10 o'clock at night basketball game because I'm never going to stay up for the results.
But again, if you go back, that's
true.
probably the best way to do it.
What if it's the last leg, though?
Yeah, I know. You gotta.
The cash out option at that point is so ridiculous because you're like, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin this whole
Do you
thing.
cash out ever?
I do.
You do.
I cashed out.
You fucking pussy.
Sorry. I
What a
cashed out
pussy.
beautifully this weekend.
Wow.
I had a 5 leg, each receiver, 50 yards, hit all my early games, and I was waiting on Devontae Adams. The cash out, if it's more than 60, 70%, I might as well take that and then put him in my next one.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't know.
Especially that I was down to slim pickings. I was getting real nervous. I needed some cash in the bank. I cashed out, and then guess what? Put him in the next one. He would have lost both.
I think it's a real bitch move.
I get it. I understand it. But when it's just little money here and there just to get some bankroll, I think it works.
Some schkadol.
Some scatolzies.
Totally forgot this was a time show.
What do you mean?
We were just talking. I thought there was still who are these guys?
Oh, that's true.
I forgot I had to press the button to start this thing.
Wow, there's an extra 15 minutes. I'm gonna have to press record on that fucking thing again. Are they ever allowed to host again by themselves? I don't think so.
I
right?
think we're good.
First down, Dawgs.
That experiment was failed. It might get better next time if they knew, like, Sean might be more prepared.
I mean, they definitely knew.
No, but I don't. When I say prepared, like, he would make it more awkward.
Right.
But at that point, like, the element of surprise, like, maybe we set it up wrong. I blame myself most of the time.
No. We didn't do anything wrong. We gave them fair warnings.
Then this girl fucking bets on a Thursday night game.
Unbelievable. She threw all the rules out the window.
I guess if I'm doing it.
She got so nervous she bet on the Thursday night game.
That was crazy when I heard that part. No, I didn't even hear it. She texted us.
I
was
didn't
like,
even
what
notice.
the fuck? You got anything on this week's game since I didn't watch
The
one
ones
of them?
that well, I mean, come on, we could start with the Steelers if we want. How great was that? It was a great win. Touchdown in each quarter, which I don't feel like I've seen the Steelers do in forever. I have to say, Russell Wilson has opened up the offense.
And then the NFL steps in at the last minute to just give you a gift, huh?
Really? Because he didn't
He was over the line.
completely go over the line and touch all the players?
He was over the line.
It was, and he was a rookie.
So now it's the Steelers and the Chiefs who we're just trying to help
I don't
them
believe any of that. I think you are really biased against the Steelers. I lost a lot of money on the Jets, by the way. I wasn't against them this
I
week.
wasn't even going to bring them up.
But
They're
I'm
not
just
even
saying,
a team to me anymore.
I'm just saying, I bet. Well, what's crazy about them is I can't believe they're only 2 games out of the playoffs. And that
no,
bothers me.
no, don't do that.
They are.
I was doing that on the plane ride home on Saturday. I was texting Ralph and Justin, who are like my 2 longtime, Jet fans. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Can't believe it.
But if they win these next 2 games, like I don't want to do this, but they're not far out of it. But after that, what just happened? No.
You don't want to see it. I get it. But they're only 2 games out. It's
No.
annoying.
No.
The Denver Broncos are in the playoffs right now.
I don't understand what's going on with the records.
I mean, I guess it has to be the matchups, but there are a ton of 2 and 8, 3 and 7. A ton. And it hasn't been like this in a while.
Like those are historically bad records where you feel like
be allowed.
I'm in the top 3 picks.
Yes.
You might 2 wins. You might be fucking 10th pick.
Imagine that. Oh my gosh.
That's the way it's setting up, though.
And I did look at that. Somebody told me about Tank. Have you ever heard of this? It's called Tank something. I'll get it next show. And it wants you to tank your team. So it gives everybody their draft order. All the wins are in red. All the losses are in green.
Yes, I've seen
it's
that.
Tank
Yeah.
something. And the first 2, they give you suggestions on the first draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking the wide receiver from Colorado.
It's got to be Miami quarterback.
No.
What?
Fucking Colorado quarterback Sanders.
No.
Those are the top 2. Miami was 3rd.
See, that's something that the Jets would do.
Yes,
The Jets will get top 3. They'll pick him.
100%.
That would be my worst fucking nightmare.
Would you officially not be a Jet fan if they had Sanders?
I think we're getting really close. We're getting really close.
Oh man.
Because the future is so dark right now.
It is.
All
right, let's get off the Jets. And what about Kansas City winning another game, this time by blocking a field goal?
Unbelievable.
I mean, come on.
It's a setup.
Did you see that guy just
Fucking
fall to
setup.
the ground?
It's an absolute setup. And I can't get a fucking DeAndre Hopkins touchdown. God damn it.
He was too hot the week before.
Yeah, that was wild. The Giants game was just like, I'm like, what the fuck, man?
I feel like it's so predictable.
They gotta do something.
I don't know what to do. I really like the coach, but I don't know why. Maybe I'm just...
You think those 2 are like safe for the next draft and like they're gonna get a shot with another quarterback, right?
I think they have to get a shot with another quarterback.
Yeah, it's not fair if they get rid of him.
Right. And I think it's a dumb move. Unless, I mean, you're going to start with like Bill Belichick. Is that a possibility? Then maybe that's a good idea. I don't know why I like what's his name? Vrabel? Dable? I don't know how to fucking say it.
Dable.
Vrabel, I do like. He should be a coach somewhere. But I don't know why I like him. Is it because he looks like a coach? Roly-poly. What was with the glasses this weekend?
But he lost. Like he I think he's on the Ozempic. He lost like 100 pounds.
He didn't lose that much. What was with those glasses? He looked like a grandpa. Like I've never seen that. He was trying to do the old Tom Coughlin. He was like, "Give me some luck out here."
Those
please.
Santa Claus glasses.
I mean, losing to Carolina. I don't know what happens.
I was like falling asleep, waking up that on Sunday morning watching that game, and it was just like as soon as it went to overtime, like I know what's happening here. Like all the hope in the world, kick the field goal, we tie it up. I'm like, something. They're either giving the ball over, or it's a 3 and out, and this is done.
That's it.
Just turn the ball over.
I found out I don't know if it was just a promotion. I turned on. Usually I watch 219, which is NFL Network, for a little like a couple midday highlights. Red Zone on 220.
Is that your first time?
It was my first time. It's crazy. It is so crazy. And then I turn on Fox 5 in the middle of the third quarter. The fucking Steelers are on. I had no idea they were on. I was doing shit from 1 o'clock to like 2:30. And I'm running around. Had no idea the Steelers were on TV. Warren fumbles at the 1 yard line when they're trying to come back.
Yep.
My wife goes, I really need you to get the couple things at the store because my parents are coming over for dinner. So I had to leave.
Wow.
They stopped them on 3 downs or 4 downs or whatever. And fucking my son, first time really getting into a Pittsburgh game, he just, he likes him probably because of me, texting me the whole time. Can you believe this? Filming the filming the offsides, filming this, like cheering for defense. It was actually
cool.
really, really cool, but I missed it all.
Like, come on. Like, we can't, like, get a GoFundMe going here so that you could get, like, NFL Sunday Ticket and Red Zone. This guy's still watching Channel 2 and 5.
Do I have it? Like, it was on this time, but I don't know if it was a promotion.
I don't think it was. I think it might, like, probably be included at this
maybe
point.
it's included.
This is a shit I wish Trip was here for.
All right, whatever. I'm poor.
It was a crazy week, though. It was an interesting week. The Vikings, the whole Vikings situation, like, you could have seen that coming from a fucking mile away.
Played like shit.
Mile away.
I can't get talk about Hopkins. I can't get a Jefferson touchdown.
Had him, too.
Guy's like plus 130 now.
Had him in a couple ones.
It's never plus 130.
Yeah, no.
Dallas is dead. It's over for teams. It's over.
I wonder who's going to be. Who do you think is going to be the next coach to get fired? Or
I think it's Dallas coach.
Got to be, right?
I think he has to be, because especially when Lamb was complaining about the sun. I don't know if you saw that. He was complaining about the sun being in his eyes. Jerry Jones's answer was, when we take the coin flip, we know where the sun is. Meaning, a little higher up situation here. Let's not be in the sun in the first part of the game.
Is the move you get rid of him, and, like, you know, historically it's see, like, I would look at it like this. Historically, it's like, we're gonna get rid of this guy, we're gonna make the defensive coach the guy, whatever, interim something. Like Antonio Pierce, the disaster that's happening with the Jets right now.
Right.
That's a dumb move to me.
I think it's a silly move.
Like, why wouldn't you go and get Vrabel and take him off the table, or go and get Belichick and take him off the table right then and there?
The only thing I can imagine is the money, but I don't think that's a problem in most places.
There. Definitely not there. They're even not for the Jets.
I don't think some people want to coach for him.
I also think that they don't want to come into a situation where they're not choosing all of those coaches.
Yes.
But has there ever been a situation where a coach gets fired, they go and bring in somebody who's not? Has to have.
Not in the group?
Yeah.
I think so.
This might be a dumb moment right now.
Maybe.
Might be a dumb conversation.
I mean,
but I would do that.
Tomlin's too long ago.
I would overpay to get him in so that now I'm not in a bidding war when the season ends and 10 teams fire their coaches.
Well, the real question is, will they pay for somebody like that to come in and then let him build his own team?
Eventually.
No.
Well, because it's like a package deal. Like, you also, you know, it's like coach and GM. Does the GM hire the coach?
Yeah, but I'm not worried about the coach and GM. I want to know if the coach could get his defensive guy, his offensive guy.
Definitely at the end. Definitely at the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
But also, what you see a lot is you see management and ownership breaking that up on purpose.
Yeah.
So that there's a little bit that they could step in and control, and it's not like us versus them.
Interesting
Situation.
Shanahan's tree is pretty amazing.
It's crazy.
Pretty amazing tree.
Crazy.
I like every one of those guys.
Yeah, they're football coaches.
It's great.
All right. We should probably make some picks.
Let's make some picks.
It's almost time.
You definitely have to go because your record is trash.
Oh, really?
Get a winner.
I'm going to go right into it. Ravens and Steelers. Steelers are 3.5-point dogs at home. Not a great thing for them. But I'm going to go the other way with this one. I think that I like the Steelers in this game.
I don't even want you to touch. I don't even want you to talk about them. You're like a Maloik. I don't.
I mean, they just have so much momentum. Like you said, I'm so impressed with what Russell Wilson is doing.
Right.
Impressed.
Yeah.
Couldn't have wrote a better script for the season. Get the other guy out there. Get him a couple, fine and all. Now this guy comes in and, like, maybe even put Fields back out there for a little while.
Every once in a while, I think you should.
Preserve him.
Yeah. Keep him good. Keep him loose.
And that was a wild Thursday night game with the Ravens and the Bengals.
I love taking the chance.
But I think the Ravens, like, the defense, struggling.
Did they call a time? They called a timeout, though, didn't they? Yeah. I think once you call the timeout, you kick the extra point.
You have to.
100%.
I mean, yeah, defense is struggling for the Ravens. The discipline issues, too. Tons of penalties for the Ravens, which is surprising with that coach.
Yep.
You know? And then the Steelers' run defense. It's just fucking elite.
It sure is.
Taking the Steelers plus 3.5.
Fuck.
At home.
All right, I'm taking that game as well, but I can't touch the spread. It is always a 3-point game. Usually Baltimore wins in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wins in Baltimore. Let's hope Pittsburgh can take this. This will just give them momentum like crazy.
Or a
season.
field goal.
Or sure.
Because I take that extra half point.
Win by 1. I don't give a shit. I'm going to take the under in this game, 48.5. I think they're going to come out gritty. I think I just can't see it going back and forth. It never is. It's always 16-3, 19-13, even though I say it every week that I can never see anybody stopping the Baltimore Ravens offense. They just have so many weapons. But Pittsburgh and Baltimore know each other very well. I like the number. It's under 48.5.
I think the Ravens defense is not good.
They're not. They're not, but this is a different matchup.
Different game.
This
Division
is a different game, yeah.
I saw a thing today about like somebody was like trying to build the perfect woman, right? And they said, I want the upper half to look like, Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, yeah.
And I want the lower half to look like Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Oh, my God.
All right, my next pick is, wow, that time's going fast.
Yeah. I'm nervous about Watt and Henry.
Seahawks and the Niners. Another division game. Seahawks are 6.5-point dogs in San Francisco. I think McCaffrey coming back at the time he's coming back couldn't be a better time. The Seahawks run defense is atrocious.
Yes.
Almost dead last in the league. They're stacked again. The Niners are stacked again. Kittle,
Going to come back in right at the right time.
And I think that Geno Smith, while, guys putting it all together, it's just the Niners defense is going to be all over that motherfucker. I'm taking the Niners minus 6.5 again because I got the little half point there.
I like it. I like that bet a lot. That was up in my top 4 picks. Atlanta. For some reason, Kirk Cousins, when he has a bad game, he only throws to like 3 people. I'm not really sure what happens, but if you look at their stats, it was 3 people. It was London, Pitts, and a guy I probably never even heard of. Oh, Mooney, right? They have
that
Mooney.
Guy still amazes me how good he is.
I know, but they didn't win that game last week that they should have absolutely won.
That guy his throws are beautiful.
Yes. He's a pure quarterback, 100% quarterback. I think they bounce back from a loss, even though it is in Denver. Denver's just playing above their heads a little bit, and I think they're going to be crushed after what just happened to them against KC. Atlanta's underdogs by 2.5. I'm going to take the points, and I'm going to take Atlanta.
I still can't bet on the Falcons.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
It's a tough one. All right, we got no time left. I'm going Cincinnati, going to the Chargers.
I like that game, too.
Cincinnati is 1.5-point dogs on the road. I think it's kind of come together for Cincinnati. That was a fucking dominant performance on Thursday night.
Yeah.
It's just those two are going to be fucking connected. They're 4-6 right now. They're going to make the playoffs. I think there's no way they're not going to make the playoffs.
It's a ballsy call.
I'm going Cincinnati, plus 1.5.
Did you have Chase at all in fantasy?
No, I played against him.
Oh, okay. All right. This seems to be a problem that I have this year is going into games that the Chicago Bears are playing. I don't know what's wrong with me. Same reason. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I got 40 seconds. The spread's only 6. I like Green Bay, obviously, to win. Spread's only 6.
Was Green Bay on a bye last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After they lost. Over-under is 41. It's that perfect number. Chicago hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 games. Do they get it together? Do they start scoring? I think Green Bay's defense is pretty good. I'm gonna take a big favorite for the first time in a while, 6 points. I'm gonna take Green Bay to beat Chicago in Chicago. I'm gonna do it.
Well, fucking the Packers own the Bears.
Yeah, but that was when Aaron Rodgers was
No.
good. All right. I don't know. When a team is, you know me, when a team is down the whole time, they just got to come up.
First down, Dogs.
The Bears' offense is starting to roll a little bit.
You were right, though, that they were overrated.
Yeah, they're overrated.
They were over. They had 2 really, really good games, and they were overrated. I wish we could talk about the Lions, but we can't talk about the Lions.
Something else real weird about the Bears, like I was in Chicago, not a lot of like people walking around with Bears attire.
I'm shocked by that.
Not a lot at all.
Really?
I saw more White Sox, who just basically were the worst team in history.
They were, yes.
I just saw more White Sox like gear than fucking Bears. I was surprised.
I'd be very surprised.
I was surprised.
They
I was
talk
right
funny.
by
Did you go to a bar at all?
No, I don't drink.
I know you don't drink, but sometimes it'd be funny to talk. They talk really funny.
I didn't really see. I mean, we're in the fucking the city. It's not the same.
Oh, all right. Hey, how you doing there?
$1,000 on Ubers. That's a racket and a half.
It's a small ass city.
A lot of the shit we were doing was all over the place, and and plus it was the biggest trade show that they ever had in the city. So there's billions of people.
Nice.
Too many people.
Seems like a lot of hoopla.
Chicago?
No, what you did.
What do you mean?
It seems like you did a lot.
Yeah.
You were there for a long time.
Always. What's the schedule here? What do we got? Who's coming in next week?
I think it has to be.
I think it's Katie.
Again? She has too many picks.
Wait,
I think it is Katie. I think you're right. And I'm tired of waiting for Trip. The guy's got to get here earlier.
I don't think he can.
I know. It sucks. But it would be nice.
Sean just asked for permission. I hate that I say that. Trip just asked for permission to engage with the guy who made fun of the fact that he was wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" shirt and a Bud Light, drinking a Bud Light.
I don't really understand that so much.
I think he's saying it's a contradiction. Like, you're for the government, but you're still drinking Bud Light when they support trannies and shit.
Oh,
I think it's something like that. All right. But clip that out. I don't want people that I said that.
So does he have permission?
Next week is what? The 12th? What's
week,
today?
Today is the 12th.
Next week is Katie, yes.
Okay.
And then the week after that is Thanksgiving, which is crazy.
Oh, my God. Don't even bring it up.
And
then after that would be Trip?
And then after that is you and me again. I don't know why we don't have him in here more.
Because we probably don't know when the fuck he could get here.
No, I think he said some days he couldn't go and whatever. I don't know.
I know she can't do the live show on December 5th.
Yeah.
So the weekend after, whatever that game was, seemed pretty good too.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll get that going. We got to talk to Rob again.
Rob's excited for it. That's what's good about Rob. He'll actually make it more exciting to do.
Yes. I got to pull in some randos for that one, I think, too.
Yes, I'm trying as well. I'm trying to get my buddy at work. I don't know if he'll come in, but I'm trying to get him, trying to get maybe one of my brothers just to come in and play some bets. And
we got to think of like a structure for that, too. Is like 3 bets, you know?
Yeah. I think we got to do a couple standard bets for the beginning, and then maybe like a live bet on whoever feels it, and just to make it exciting.
I think it's no rules. It's like 3 bets, could be props, could be the game, could be whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
And then we could try to do the little scroll thing.
He said he could do it.
Cool.
Graphic man.
All right. I'm going to pee again.
Dogs.
First down, Dogs.